of 1961, a wall was erected on the middle of the city of Berlin. The world was divided by a Cold War, and the Berlin Wall was the most hated symbol of that divide. Reviled, graffiti, spit upon, we thought the wall would stand forever. And now that it's gone, we don't know who we are anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, head figures like that wall, standing before you in a divide between East and West, slavery and freedom, man and woman, top and bottom. And you can try and trail her down, but before you do, you must remember one thing. And much of a difference between a bridge and a wall, without me right in the middle, babe, there would be nothing at all. And the easy and the silly, they try and turn it down. You won't be beating my down. Oh, try and turn it down. Come on, yeah, yeah, yeah. Come on and come on,
Thank you so much. Oh, God bless America. You are so sweet. Oh, I do love a warm hand on my entrance. My name is Hedwig. Please welcome the Angry Inch. And my man Friday through Thursday. You talk. No, more than enough. Thank you. Thank you. That's quite. Thank you very much. I'm so pleased that you could be here with me for this special opening night performance here at the beautiful Hotel Riverview. Hotel Riverview. You can really view the river. This grand ballroom has a celebrated history as a place of sanctuary, of soccer, if you will, having once sheltered the surviving crew of the Titanic. It's topical, yes, but it's true. Perhaps they can hear me now. You poor, unfortunate souls, blasted by man's hubris and washed up on cruel shores. I, who am simply blasted and washed up, salute you! Welcome to the fabulous first night of my unlimited New York run. And when it comes to huge openings, a lot of people think of me. Many more of you, though, have only recently become aware of my existence. It took a tragedy to make you finally pay attention, but now you're interested, yeah? Intrigued, even?
Who is this Hedwig, and why have we never heard of her before, Bob?
Yeah, that's the question I've been asking myself for years, minus the Bob. How did some slip of a girly boy from communist East Berlin become the internationally ignored song stylist barely standing before you? That's what I want to talk about tonight. I don't want to talk about calamity. I don't want to talk about scandal. I don't want to talk about my relationship with a certain well-known rock icon, Tommy Gnosis. Although probably at this moment he's talking about me. You see, by some freak coincidence, he's previewing his tour of atonement tonight at Giant Stadium, right across the river.
With incredible loyalty in the face of a lot of lies. And that someone is you, my fans. And together, no one's gonna tear us down. Try and tear us down.
I wrote every song on that album. And by the way, the tabloids got it right. He was driving, he was on blow, he was getting blown by yours truly. And he did hit that school bus full of deaf children. One survived, now blind, but Jesus. Jesus fucking Christ, you know, I taught him everything he knows and has apparently forgotten about rock and roll, and he barely mentions my name on that giant sucking sound Larry King calls a show. Oh, which I'm sure you've all seen, because if you hadn't, I'd be singing to the desk clerk, and if I was lucky, my agent, Phyllis Stein. Did you make it this time, Phyllis? I'm sorry. I am wide open here tonight. You see, the road is my home. My home. The road. And when I think of all the people I have come upon in my travels, I have to think of all the people who have come upon me. We're talking about the geography of human contact, people, the triangulation of a pair of eyes on my face, the latitude and longitude of a hand on my body. These are my only clues to my place in the world, to who I am. Who is Mystery Woman? I laugh. Because I will cry if I don't. I recently found my first diary, age 2 through 6. It's fully illustrated, and I realized so many people have touched me on my way to this stage tonight. How can I say who has touched me the most? My father, the American GI who left when I was barely old enough to speak my first words. Daddy, when I grow up, I'll kill you. Or could it have been my East German mother? No. When she touched me, it was usually by accident. One day, we were watching Jesus Christ Superstar on American Forces television. I turned to Mother. Jesus said the darndest things. She slapped me. Don't you ever mention that name to me again. But he died for our sins. So did Hitler. Absolute power corrupts. Absolutely. Better to be powerless, my son. She got her wish. When the wall went up, we happened to be living on the east side. Mother was given a job teaching sculpture to limbless children. Communism, God rest its soul. Most of my time, though, was spent listening to American Forces radio. Our apartment was so small. Mother made me play it in the oven. Late at night, I would lay my head on the top rack and listen to the voices of the American masters. Tony Tennille, Debbie Boone, Anne Murray, who was actually a Canadian working in the American idiom. Oh, then there were the crypto homo rockers. Oh, Lou Reed. Iggy Pop, David Bowie, who was actually an idiom working in America and Canada. The voices of these artists left as deep an impression on me as that oven rack did on my face. Oh, to be a young American in Muskrat's love, soft as an easy chair, not even the chair I am myself. Have I never been mellow? Have I never tried? And the colored girls sing do 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 do. I would sing along. Do 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 do. Never with the melody though. How could I do that better than Tonio Devi? But one day I just couldn't resist. It can't be wrong if it feels so right. And Mother threw a tomato at my head. But really, I was quite content to sing gentle backup harmonies in my oven while Mother sculpted in the shower. When the hour grew late and it was time for bed, Mother would shout from the bathroom, "Well, I guess that's me!" And I would reply from the kitchen, "Well, I guess that's me too." And we would brush our teeth and wash our feet and lay down on the narrow pallet we shared since Daddy left. Like two pieces of a puzzle that don't quite fit but are jammed together and left on a table by some dangerous shut-in with too much time on his hands. I'm sorry. I am completely dilated right now. I'd like to share with you now a bedtime story Mother once whispered to me in the dark and later retracted. Whatever allowed her to reveal such a story to such a little boy, I'll never know. But I remember it like it happened yesterday. When the earth was still flat and clouds made of fire and mountains stretched up to the sky, sometimes higher. Folks roamed the earth like big rolling cakes. They had two sets of arms, they had two sets of legs, they had two faces peering out of one giant head, so they could watch all around them as they talked while they read, and they never knew nothing of love. It was before the origin of love. The origin of love. The origin of love. The origin of love. Now there was three sexes, then one that looked like two men glued up back to back. They called the children of the sun. And similar in shape and girth was the children of the earth. They looked like two girls rolled up in one. And the children of the moon looked like a fork shoved on a spoon. There was part sun, part earth, part daughter, part son. The origin of love. Now the gods grew quite scared of our strength and defiance, and Thor said, "I'm gonna kill them all with my hammer, like I killed the giants." But Zeus said, "No, you better let me use my lightning like scissors, like I cut the legs off the whales and dinosaurs into lizards." And then he grabbed up some bolts and he let out a laugh. Said, "I'll split them right down the middle, gonna cut them right up in half." And then storm clouds Last time I saw you, we just split in two. You was looking at me, I was looking at you. You had a way so familiar, I could not recognize. 'Cause you had blood on your face and I had blood in my eyes. But I could swear by your expression that the pain down in your soul was the same as the one down in mine. That's the pain that cuts a straight line down through the heart. We call it love, so we wrapped arms around each other, tried to shove ourselves back together. Who's making love? Making love. It was a cold, dark evening, such a long time ago, when by the mighty hand of Jove. It was a sad story how we became lovely two-legged creatures. Story, the origin of love. What's the origin of love? Ah, yeah, the origin of love. The origin of love. The origin of love. After Mother finished, she began to snore. I had to find some place I could think, so I crept back into the kitchen and put my head in the oven. Yeah, it is clear. I must find my other half, but is it a he or a she? Is it Daddy? He went away. Or is it Mother? I was suddenly afraid to go back to bed. What does this person look like? Identical to me or somehow complementary? Does my other half have what I don't? Did he get the looks, the luck, the love? Were we really separated forcibly? Or did he just run off with the good stuff? Or did I? Will this person embarrass me? And what about sex? Is that really how we put ourselves back together? Is that what Daddy was trying to? Or can two people actually become one again? And if we are driving on the Autobahn when it happens, can we still use the diamond lane? So many practical questions to completion, to wholeness. You think of it? Well, I thought of it. I thought of the power. The gods were terrified. Yeah, that's the magnifying side. That's very funny, very passive-aggressive. Look, it's like immigration. You hear that sound? It's the sound of the karma wheel turning. Look it up. How do I look? It's okay? Yeah? It's okay? Okay. Good. I was a little worried there from your response. I thought maybe there was a little trouble in the West Wing, but... you know, actually these are my lungs, my Aquanet lungs. They kick in on the high notes. So. No, but I want you to be honest with me. I was telling Itzhak the other day. I was so nervous about tonight. Would I still fit in that old Sergio Valenti? There was no time to diet, so I simply had my heart removed. Now I'm a perfect size 8. Gesagt, was hast du denn verdammt voll? sorry you had to see that, ladies and gentlemen. You know, when I met him, he said he wanted to be a model. A foot model, maybe, but... Enough about him. Let's get back to the...
Bitch.
Yes? Did someone call my name? No, I thought I heard someone call...
Bitch.
I realized there was only one person who'd ever really been there for me in my life. And that person was me. The accident was a cry for help. I was yelling help to me.
Yeah, what about me? Without me, he never would have swerved into that oncoming short bus. Got all that publicity. I want to take a moment here, against the advice of my lawyers, Jacoby Myers and Lee Bailey. I had just wrapped up a late night engagement in the meat packing district. Yeah, the very Tony newly renovated meat packing district. You've heard of Soho. You've heard of NoHo. This is Meepa. So, you passed it on your way here, I'm sure, unless you came from Hoboken. So, which is possible, I'm afraid. Well, I was simply standing on 14th when a limo pulled up. Well, I stepped into it, naturally mistaking it for my own. You know, I can smell your thoughts from here. They are filthy thoughts. Why don't you take a thought shower? In the limo sat Tommy Gnosis. We were both astonished. It had been years, so we dropped the drive off and we drove up and down the islands, doing drugs and catching up. He talked about the disappointing sales of his second album, the one he wrote without me. He spoke of his loneliness. I reminded him of happier days, and well, I just couldn't keep my mouth shut, so you know the rest. So you can imagine, when this story broke, Tommy's people offered me a small fortune to keep all this to myself, as if I would accept their filthy lucre, as if selling the story of someone else's pain was my only means of support, as if I hadn't already launched my new fragrance, Atrocity. By Hedwig. It's a fragrance for a man, or a woman, or a freak. Yeah, I digress. One day in the late mid-80s, I was in my late 20s. I had just been dismissed from university after delivering a brilliant lecture on the aggressive influence of German philosophy on rock and roll entitled "You Can't Always Get What You Want." Nice to have the college educated here tonight. At 26, my academic career was over. I'd never kissed a boy, and I was still sleeping with Mom. The search for my other half on this side of the wall had proved futile. Might he be found on the other? But how to get over? People died trying. Don't know why I'm doing that anymore. Such were the thoughts flooding my tiny head on the day I sat sunning myself in an old bomb crater I had discovered near the wall. I am naked, lying face down on a piece of broken church, inhaling a fragrant westerly breeze. The new McDonald's has just opened on the other side. My God, I deserve a break today. I always seem to get the unhappy meal, though. It's number 11 on the... Be careful. The sun is hot, but I feel a sudden chill. I look over my shoulder. A head-shaped shadow is resting on the pillow of my ass. Girl, I sure don't mean to annoy you, but my name is Corporal Luther Robinson. I turn my body to face him. My name is Hansel. Luther's silent for a moment as he stares at my little bishop in a turtleneck. Hansel. Well, then you must like candy. I like gummy bears. Out of his pocket comes a strange package that says gummy bears on it. I select a single clear bear. Whoa! This is the biggest one I've ever seen. Oh, the taste is completely different from a gummy bear, but it's somehow familiar. It's much softer than a gummy bear, and much sweeter, too. His little gummy body stretches on the rack of my molars. Wow! I feel so optimistic. What is that flavor? He pours me a handful, his eyes heavy with an unfamiliar desire. Could it be a desire to please me? I suddenly recognize the flavor in my mouth. It is the taste of power. Not bad. Damn, I can't believe you're not a girl, Hansel. You're so fine. Why don't you take the whole bag? He searches my face for news of his fate. His expression echoed in scores of tiny faces pressed against clear plastic. Scores of faces in every imaginable color, creed, and non-Aryan origin. Fogging the bag like the windows of a Polish bathhouse. It's only a shower. Absolute power. I push through the way and stumble naked back through the ruins, back towards blander, less complicated confections, leaving in my wake a trail of rainbow carnage. The next day, Hansel follows the trail back. Lying on my slab are 3 Milky Ways, a roll of Necco wafers, some pop rocks, and a giant-sized sugar daddy named Luther! I got a sweet tooth for licorice drops and jelly roll. Sugar daddy, Hansel needs some sugar in the bowl. I'll lay a panchan on the linen and polish up the chrome. If you've got some sugar for me, sugar daddy, bring it home. Blackstrap molasses, you're my orange blossom, my bear. Bring me Versace blue jeans and black design underwear. Dress up like a disco dancing jet set in Milan and Rome. If you got some sugar for me, sugar daddy, bring it home. From the free hand of control, like the rush of rock and roll. It's the sweetest taste I've known. If you got some sugar, bring it home. Now let's see, I think we can find some sugar daddies in the audience tonight, don't you? Oh, it takes me more than a fourth wall to keep me away from you people. Seems to think you're quite a sugar daddy, darling. Oh, I gotta look around a little bit. You look like you might be able to give me a candy, darling. And then sugar mama's not out of the question, you know. Oh, but I think I found one. I like them tall. Everything you give me dripping like a honeycomb. If you got some sugar for me, sugar daddy, bring it home. missing later. The thrill of control. Like the blitzkrieg on the road. Remember the blitzkrieg, it's the sweetest taste I know. Oh, if you got some sugar, bring it home. Come on, sugar daddy, bring it home. Whiskey and French cigarettes, motorbike, high-speed jets, water pink, queen's blood, and hypoallergenic dog. Oh, I want all the luxuries of the modern age. Every item on every page in the Lillian Burton catalog.
Oh, baby. Something crossed my mind. And I was thinking you'd look so fine in a velvet dress with heels and an ermine style.
Luther, darling, heaven knows I never put on women's clothes. Except for once my mother's camisole. So you think only a woman can truly love a man. You buy me a dress, something more woman than a man like you can stand. I'll be your Venus on the chocolate clam show, rising over see a marshmallow fall. If you got some sugar for me, sugar daddy, bring it home. Better be in a forklift, honey, love, you know what I mean. It's our tradition to control. Like Eric Honecker and helmet core. Remember helmets from the Ukraine to the Rome. Sweet Herbert Morales, Lord, I'm coming home. Come on, sugar daddy, bring me home. Is this legal in this state, do you know? Is it legal in this state, I suppose, is the question. I'll take your nervous tittering to be tacit approval. So, well, you know, it wasn't a traditional wedding. For example, when Luther popped the question, I believe I was on my knees, but these things happen. I invited Luther home for dinner.
Me, real me, the me I used to be.
I invited Luther home for dinner, and after dessert he presents a ring, an application for American citizenship, and a wig. He loves me, Mother. He wants to marry me and get me the hell out of here. Mother's face might have been a photograph. It was so still. I put the wig on my head. It's a hideous beige shag. Mother, is this just crazy enough to work? After what seems like a lifetime, probably hers, she reaches out and straightens the wig. Fetch me my passport, Hansel, and my camera. I know a certain party. Yeah, the party she'd be having after I left in her very own one bedroom. It's just a simple cut and paste job. We change the photo. And you can use my name, Hedwig Schmidt. Not so simple, ladies. Baby, I got to marry you here in East Berlin, and that means a full physical examination. Well, they'll see right away that, baby, to walk away, you got to leave something behind. Ain't that right, Mrs. Schmidt? Yeah, oh yeah, I always thought so, Luther. So to be free, one must be willing to give up a little part of oneself. And I know just the doctor to take it. Don't move! My sex change operation got botched. My guardian angel fell asleep on the watch. Now all I got is a Barbie doll crotch. I got an angry itch. 6 inches forward and 5 inches back. bitch is back. I got an angry yes. I'm from the land where they still hear the cries. I had to get out under several ties. I changed my name and a suit and disguise. I got an angry yes. I'm 6 inches tall and 5 inches back. I got an angry yes. I'm 6 inches tall and 5 inches back. I got an angry yes. 6 inches tall and 5 inches back. The train is coming, I'm tied to the track. I'm trying to get up, but I can't get the slack. I got an angry yes, I'm angry yes. My mother made my teeth out of clay. My boyfriend told me that he'd take me away. They dragged me to the doctor one day. I got an angry yes. 6 inches tall and 5 inches back. I got a motherfucking angry yes. 6 inches tall and 5 inches back. I got an angry yes. Long story short. Yeah. Long story short. When I woke up from the operation, I was bleeding down there. Bleeding from a gash between my legs. My first day as a woman. Already it's that time of the month. 2 days later, the hole closed up, the wound healed. And I was left with a 1-inch mound of flesh where my penis used to be, where my vagina never was. 1-inch mound of flesh with a scar running down it like a sideways grimace on an eyeless face. Just a little bulge, you know, started talking to me. And he said, hey motherfucker, what you think you do to me? I'm a nigger, yes, baby! 6 inches tall and 5 inches back. Somebody run on that anchor, don't hold the next vision. Somebody get up, I can't get no somebody. I got an angry yes. I got 6 inches tall and 5 inches back. Stay undercover till the night turns black. I'm not a bitch, I'm sexing with that. I got an angry yes, an angry yes.
November 9th, 1988. A tiny registrar's office with a breathtaking view over the wall. Herr Hansel Schmidt becomes Mrs. Hedwig Robinson.
Tomorrow I'll be leaving on a jet plane, and by the time I get to Phoenix, love will keep us together. 'Cause I'm just an embryo with a long, long way to go, and I know too much to go back and pretend.
November 9th, 1989. Junction City, Kansas.
I sit in my mobile home, and on bootleg cable, watch the wall come down. I am divorced. I am penniless. I am a woman. I cry because I will laugh if I don't. I suddenly miss mother. I consider calling East Berlin and then remember with envy her recent escape to sunny Yugoslavia. Maybe Luther would be home. No, he was never the one, never the other half. I catch sight of myself in a mirror and see clearly for the first time the horror hunkering on my head. It's the same carpet remnant Luther presented me 1 year ago to disguise my receding manhood. I tear the wig from my scalp and hurl it across the room at a pile of unopened anniversary presents. There it lies, feigning shock.
my personal hair system.
Yeah, my personal hell. My Hedwig. On nights like this, when the world's a bit amiss, and the lights go down across the trailer park, I get down, I feel hurt, feel on the verge of going mad, until it's time to punch the clock, put on some makeup, turn on the tape deck, and pull the wig down on my head. Suddenly I miss Midwest midnight checkout queen until I head home and I put myself to bed. I look back where I'm from, look at the woman I've become, and the strangest things seem suddenly routine. I look up from my vermouth on the rocks, a gift-wrapped wig still in the box, towering velveteen. I put on some makeup, some leavened baker, and pull the wig down from the shelf. Suddenly I miss Beehive in 1963 until I wake up and I turn back to myself. Some girls, they got natural ease. They wear it any way they please, with their French flip curls and perfume magazines. Wear it all, wear it down. This is the best way that I've found to be the best you'll ever see. I put on some makeup, turn up the 8-track. I'm pulling the wig down from the shelf. Suddenly I miss Farrah Fawcett from TV until I wake up and I turn back to myself. Jack Brown, apple pop, don't be apple do. Sausage wrap, chicken wings, and all because of you. The club down, better back, tell me who we do. Big from French fries, all because of you. All because of you, all because of you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's a moment you've all been waiting for. Sing along with Hedwig. You can follow the words conveniently located on the wall behind me. I expect to hear you all. I can't hear you 2 weeks, okay? Yeah, follow the bouncing nothing. Yeah, you're very good people, I gotta tell you. Suddenly I'm this punk rock star, stage is great, and I ain't never going back. Well, I think we have our first single, don't you? maybe limited release or something. But still, I'm feeling so much better now. Not quite so open. In fact, yeah, I am contracting. So, you know how that feels, don't you? How about this band, huh? Are they great? On bass, an escapee from Marilyn Manson, Yatsik. On drums, for a limited time only, from the Sex Pistols Jurassic Park tour, Slutko! They don't call him Bigfoot for nothing, let me just tell you that right now. On guitar, our very own Sergeant Pepper of the guitar, Stuff! And my trusted musical director. And big fan of Flock of Seagulls. Also very talented, yeah? And also very lucky to be here, right, boys? Good, boys. Let's watch the tempo next time, okay? You like the pelt? Yeah. Some bitch stopped me on my way in and you know who you are. What poor unfortunate creature had to die for you to wear that? My Aunt Trudy, I replied. Just fucking walk away, I said. Really, there's not so much you can do sometimes. Does anybody remember me telling him to turn the phone off before the show? Yeah? Yeah? Watch your water, it's broken, I think. I have to take this. This is a Serbian cell phone. I don't know, maybe you've not seen one before. Yeah, hello? He's my agent, Phyllis Stein. Einen Moment, bitte. Ja, okay. Ja, hallo, Phyllis, I'm kind of... No, we've got fires and... It's a mobile. Work with me. Yeah, what is it? Oh, what? I got it? No. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, leave it on my machine, okay? Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I love you too. Yeah. No, not so many, but for Sunday, very good. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I'll tell you later. Guess who is the new official spokeswoman for the tourism board of Greater Serbia? Come back to Greater Serbia. Come Christian, come Jew. We hope you can join us. We've cleansed it for you. You are so supportive, really. Thank you so much. And you. Did I introduce my husband, Yitzhak? We met on my great Croatian tour of the early mid-90s. He was the most famous drag queen in all Zagreb. Phyllis thought he would make an excellent opening act for me. Billed as the last Jewess of the Balkans. He lip-synced something from Yentl, was it? Huh? Under the name Kristallnacht. Yeah, he was good. He was a little too good. You know, his applause drowned out my introduction. I refused to go on. On my way out, he begged me to take him with me. My face might have been my mother's. It was so still. I said to him, Kristen, to walk away, you got to leave something behind. I'll marry you on condition a wig never touch your head again. He agreed. And we've been inseparable ever since. And will continue to be, right? Meine kleine Schnecken. Look, it's like immigration. Sporty Spice. You are so not fun. Just go back to your little hole. I hope you are becoming fans of Hedwig, yeah? A little nervous there. I tell you why I ask. Because I find that I am certainly becoming...
Cunt.
Finally, Tommy's getting around to me.
One day, this little trailer trash kid put on some of his mom's eyeliner, grabbed his beat-up J.C. Penney guitar, and called himself Tommy Gnosis.
Tommy! Can you hear me? From this milkless tit you sucked the very business we call show. Okay. Do you want to know about Tommynosis? I'll tell you about Tommynosis. Get this fucking dead thing off of me. Leute, wir provozieren jetzt, bleibt dran. After my divorce, I scraped by with babysitting gigs. And odd jobs. Mostly the jobs we call blow. I had lost my job at the base PX and I had lost my gag reflex. You do the math! Oh, I think there are some people here who understand what I'm talking about. So quick to judge. Bunch of Henry Hydes in the audience tonight. I was sitting for the baby of General Speck, the commander of the nearby army fort. His other son was the artist formerly known as my butt boy. Yeah, Tommy Speck. Tommy was a 16-year-old, four-eyed, pock-marked, Dungeons and Dragons obsessed Jesus freak with a fish on the back of his truck. And I found him incredibly hot. Maybe it was his disdain for authority or his struggle with organized religion. One day I walked in on him punishing the bishop. He was sitting in the bath with the door wide open, clearly waiting for me. So